So Joe, we have a trial here measuring 2 irrigation sets with some equipment. I'm just wondering if you could explain how you think that could be rolled out across a larger field or a farm.
Yeah, so any large farms will obviously, no one would be that interested in putting sensors in every single irrigation set across the whole farm. So the way we see this being used, and the way we've used it on some of our other trial sites, is to actually monitor those first irrigation sets in a group of irrigations, in an irrigation unit if you like, and then from that optimisation adjust your run times and your cut-off times for the remaining irrigation sets within that irrigation unit. And in this way you're actually nailing down precisely what's occurring for the first irrigation set, but altering and optimising each of the following ones based on the results from the first.
And I guess another big stumbling block potentially is a cost of the system or the complexity of the system. I was wondering if you could add anything.
Well, we at a research group can actually build some of these sensors and electronics very cheaply for our own use. The reality is commercial providers are selling some of these advanced sensors for around about the $800 a unit mark. And then with the water level sensor in at the $2,000 per sensor level, you can actually see the sort of costs that are involved in being able to manage very large irrigation areas. And those costs you wouldn't apportion simply to the small irrigation, 20 hectare irrigation set that you're controlling there. You would actually consider that cost to be covered across the multiple irrigation sets that you're controlling from that information.
And I suppose some of these sensors are also mobile, and that you could move them to a different field if it suited the management.
That's correct. The way we would see this typically occurring is that those irrigation advanced sensors do stay in that field during the one season, but then they're not there permanently. They can actually be then shifted to other irrigated fields later in the season. Malcolm, so how would you see the SISCOweb system helping optimise other surface irrigation systems?
I guess all surface irrigation systems operate in a similar manner. You have water coming on one of the field and moving down the field. So the same technology can be applied to small pipe through the bank or even some of the bankless systems. And really it can be integrated with the gate actuation and perhaps even the pumping systems and some of the channel control systems as well. So if you're able to predict when things happen ahead of time, you can better manage the system. So Joe, we're talking about an irrigation trial here, but I'm just wondering how far away is a commercial implementation of this technology?
So this technology we've been rolling out with a number of different commercial providers of sensing equipment. And we've got an example here today where we're using a commercial provider's equipment rather than our own laboratory made equipment. And that's actually been proven to work really well through the whole of the season. At the moment, there are at least 5 different providers of advanced sensor units that you could buy on the market at the moment. And each of those providers also has a water level sensor. So there's a number of commercial players who can already provide these advanced sensors and water level sensors which can be used in the SISCOweb system. So in our research and development work, we've been actually using commercial equipment in addition to our own university made equipment, so as to prove to the commercial providers that this process works appropriately. They can see that the grower is getting value out of it, and it's really an entree into the market for them to understand that surface irrigation optimisation process.